Hi everyone, just thought I'd do a quick video today. Firstly, to celebrate, we made it to Friday! Yay! Yes, I have got a glass of Prosecco, celebrating the fact that we made it through another week. Still smiling, still happy, not always easy, but the little boy's in bed, and it's a pretty special weekend for us because it's his second birthday on Sunday, so most of the presents are wrapped. I'm surprisingly organised, and yeah, just really excited to make it special for him, even though it's kind of tough circumstances. So yeah, starting off with a positive. My other positives I wanted to mention today was a couple of thank yous. So quite a few of my videos I rant away about things that Bobby's doing that are driving me insane, or not doing, as the case may be. We've had some really funny videos of people sending me things like their tantrum videos that of their children having tantrums, and it's so nice to know that other children have tantrums over the weirdest of things as well. So thanks for making me giggle for some of those. A special mention to my friend Laura. I think your daughter tops the lot. That is a good one. So yeah, keep those coming if you get any funny ones to send me, because they just make me laugh throughout the day. So I was moaning the other day about Bobby not wanting to eat the food that I give him, and I had a really good tip from a friend who just said to me, first of all, stop stressing over what he's eating and what he's not eating, because if he's hungry, he'll eat. If he's not hungry, he won't. And so long as you're offering him a balance of food, then obviously don't worry about it. So I have taken that on board. And she said that what she does with her little boy, and I did notice it when she came to stay with us actually, is she gives him his main meal, whatever it may be. So like, I know that he's a massive sausage and chips fan. So she'll give him that, and then she'll give him his banana on the same plate, and she'll give him kind of something else on the same plate. And it's kind of like a mixture of what you would probably class as like a starter, a main, and a dessert all on one plate. And he just kind of picks away at it, and he's a really, really good eater. So she messaged me and just said, try it. Like, don't worry about what he picks out first. And I kind of was just expecting, having tried something similar previously with Bobby, that he would just pick out the things that he likes and leave probably the main substantial bit of meal. So I kind of at first put off doing it, but then the other day I served him up his meal, which was paella. He took one look at it and was like, not that bothered over it. Took a couple of mouthfuls and then just sat there not bothered, not wanting to eat anymore. So that comment came back to me, and I thought, right, I'm going to try and do what she said. So I then put next to him a bowl with some melon in, and like a little fruity bar thing that he's quite a fan of, and some dried fruit. So there was a mixture of different things that I would have offered him after his meal normally, because they're things that he would always go for first, and then I worry that he'll overfill on them. So just as suspected, he picked up the melon, started eating that. That's like his favourite fruit at the moment. Basically ate through all the other snacks that I'd offered him. And then when he'd finally finished all of those, to my delight, picked up his spoon and finished off his paella. I literally was like, this is amazing. So whereas previously I would have battled and been like, eat your paella. Yeah, I mean, it was just a one-off. So I have been trying to stick with that. So special thank you to my friend. She'll know who she is. She'll be watching, for that suggestion. So if anyone else is going through the same thing, maybe just try doing something completely different to what you would have think would work. And yeah, so I have been trying to do that a bit more. And it seems to be working. I'm not doing it with every meal, but I guess I'm just trying to kind of keep things fresh. Or maybe that's where I was going wrong before. Don't know. Also, quite a few people messaging me saying things like, yeah, he's a toddler. That's the only thing they can control. You're not the only one. It's just a phase. They'll do it. You know, don't stress over it. So thank you if you were those people as well. It does mean a lot, especially people who have had kids that have kind of come out the other side of it and things as well. And you think, right, this is normal. This is not just my child being really awkward. It's actually okay. Then going back to my video about the time or the lack of time that I had and my long list that I never seemed to achieve, had another really good suggestion from a great friend who she suggested that rather than having a big long list that I try and achieve every day and I just constantly add to it, obviously have a list that gets added to, but each day prioritise just one of those jobs. So rather than having a never-ending list and not feeling like I'm achieving anything, I am trying my best to do this. So when I get up in the morning, normally I would stress over my list, normally while stressing over Bobby eating breakfast, and not know where to start. So instead what I'm doing is I'm looking at my list and picking out one thing on that list that I think I want to achieve. So some days it's been really simple things like changing the bedding. It's a job I hate doing, but I'm like, right, that's my job for today. Other jobs that have come up on the list have been a bit more important, things like doing paperwork for my business and things like that. So it's just picking out one thing, and that one thing, no matter what time I have in the day, I have to make the time to create the time to do it. And it's been really successful so far, and I feel so much better at the end of the day when like some days I've managed to do other things on the list as well, but knowing that I'm getting to the end of the day and I've ticked that thing off the list. And often I'm finding actually it's things I probably would have avoided doing. So I'd think, oh, I just can't be bothered to do that today. I'll wait, or I'll get Jason to do that over the weekend or something. So yeah, it's been really good to set that plan in place in the morning and to just focus on that one thing as opposed to giving myself 14 different tasks to do in the day. So if anybody's struggling with that, then that's a really good suggestion as well. Trying to think of other things that people have suggested to me, but there are two that stick in my mind. And I will continue to trial things that people throw my way. My little rant today is actually about napping. So Bobby's going through a stage at the moment whereby he's just refusing to nap a lot of the days. When he's at nursery, he sleeps really, really well. He's absolutely exhausted, but he just will not nap, and it doesn't seem to matter whether I put him down early, late, before lunch, after lunch. It doesn't seem to matter what I do. Previously, he was a really, really good napper, and he would sleep for like 2-3 hours in the day. And then suddenly he's just refusing to nap. So the only positive that comes out of that is by bedtime he is exhausted. He's going to bed really early, and then we're getting like 14 hours of solid sleep from him, which is absolutely bonkers. But it's really nice to have an evening actually. So I'm trying not to see all the negatives from it. But it's just so frustrating when you can see how tired they are. So today I try my best every day to wear him out as much as I can because I know that he's got a lot of energy. So at 10:10 this morning, we were in the car on the way to the park. There's a massive park not far from us. It's amazing. So we were on the way there, and there's like a big grassy area for him to run around with the football and stuff as well. So it's great. 10:10, we were in the car. He was falling asleep in the car on the way there. We get there, he wasn't quite asleep, but already at that point he was tired. We're at the park. He has an hour there running around, absolutely crazy. It's quite cold, so obviously that is tiring in itself as well. We get back to the car, and I'm well prepared, so I get him nice and warm, new nappy on. I've bought his like comforter thing that he takes to bed with him, so really, really well prepared. Get him into the car, nice quiet music on, and he's drifting, and then he just keeps waking himself up. We literally get 2 minutes from home, so I would have been happy if he'd fell asleep on the way home, the way things are at the moment. 2 minutes from home, he then decides to close his eyes. So I'm like, no, Bobby, don't sleep now because we're 2 minutes from home, and I know full well if he sleeps for 2 minutes, that really is it. And he'll wake up really grumpy. So I just thought, right, keep him awake. We get back to the house. He has a little bit of food quickly and managed to get him into bed. By this point, he's so tired, he's literally fallen asleep, like, as I'm putting him into bed. And then something changes in him, and the once tired child suddenly becomes this child that just wants to jump on the bed, is like shouting bounce, bounce at the top of his voice, making his comforters talk to each other, suddenly finding things absolutely hilarious in bed. I have no idea what he was laughing at. Attempting baby yoga, many positions, which were quite impressive. just doing absolutely everything you possibly can. So I left him up there for an hour, which I try and do, even if he's not napping. I try and give him some time away from like just stimulation and where it's quiet, time to like kind of calm and whatever. So we had an hour up there. I'm lucky that he's not a crier when he can't settle. So he's not the sort of child that screams and shouts out when he's unable to sleep, which I know I'm really lucky with. But I just find it so frustrating when they're tired. Why are you not backing down? So yeah, really, really frustrating. So eventually went and got him up and brought him downstairs again. And then he spent all afternoon really tearful and crying loads and lots of tantrums because he's so tired. So just ruined what could have been a really lovely afternoon, unfortunately. And I just found myself feeling really agitated because I just don't get it. Like, given half the chance, if I could go and get into bed, have a little afternoon nap, I would absolutely love that. So I just don't get it, but I'm sure many of you will tell me it's just a stage. I'm really hoping it's not that he's just dropping his nap already, because I know he needs a nap, and I know full well that when he's had a nap and when he goes down for a nap, which is probably at the moment 1 out of every 3 times that he goes down, when he does actually go off, he sleeps for like 2-3 hours. So I know he needs the nap in the day still. I just, not quite sure what to try beyond this point. So yeah, that's my little moan for today. So if you're in the same position, or you've got any good suggestions, or just that I just need to ride it out and just accept that it's just a little sleep regression or whatever it is, then obviously comment. So yeah, I think that was everything. My shout out. So my shout out today is going to a friend of mine who has her own little business. She actually sells candles, and we met through a friend of a friend, and she's become a really, really good friend to me. She's a regular person to check in just to see how I am. She goes out of her way to just make sure that other people are all right, really. And she has had a really tough time with bringing up 2 young children, having had a second baby during lockdown number 1, and obviously then like the restraints that comes with not being able to go out to baby groups and stuff, and really restricted from seeing family. But despite that, she's always so chirpy, so lovely, and such a pleasure to be friends with, really. And as I said, she's got an amazing little business that I love to support, but in return, she's absolutely brilliant with everything I do as well. So just such a really good friend all round. I'm hoping that she'll know who she is, and yeah, that she'll appreciate the little shout out. So this is for you, if you're listening and you're that person I've just mentioned. Well done for everything you're doing, because it's not easy at the moment, and thank you for being you. Right, I'm sorry, this is actually my longest video. I planned on it being quick today, but 13.5 minutes. Turns out I had more to say than I thought. Apologies, by the way, somebody did message me and say, what's that really annoying noise in the background? It's my practically empty fish tank. We're desperately trying to get rid of the last few fish. Not kill them off, just give them to a lovely home, because we're sick of buying new fish and they just seem to disappear. So yeah, that's the annoying trickling noise if you can hear it in the background. But yeah, I think that's it. Not sure if I'll be back on again over the weekend. I will see what happens and how life takes us. But obviously we have got a really busy one. So thank you as always for listening and for messaging. And if you've not seen any of my other videos, then have a look at the other ones as well, because there's some corkers in there. So thank you for listening, and have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing, and stay safe. Speak to you soon.